performing these songs live has been like, the drama's been so hilarious. I've just, loved it. It's like taking on this whole new world has been really fun.
Fanny Lumsden, Charlie Collins, Karen Lee Andrews and Cav Temperley have teamed up to pay homage to Fleetwood Mac with their Yesterday's Gone tour. These highly acclaimed artists will be bringing the iconic and incredibly influential catalogue of Fleetwood Mac back to life. We're joined by Fanny Lumsden ahead of their show at the Civic Theatre on the 17th of September. I'd love to start off by asking you about how Fleetwood Mac have influenced your own musical journey, because like they're such an iconic band.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's funny. I think it was much more subliminal than like direct, if that makes sense. Because like they're kind of band that is just around, right? I feel like it wasn't until I like dug into the music properly for this that I was like, oh, I know all of these songs. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like, you're like, yeah, I know Fleetwood Mac. And I've never just been like a full stan or anything. Like I've just been like, yeah, I like them. But digging into this, I was like, oh wow, I really do know all of them. And the way that I discovered them really was actually through the Chicks, or like formerly the Dixie Chicks, and their cover of Landslide. And so like they put a song of like cover of Landslide on their record Home, and that was like one of my favorite records, and like my most influential record. Wow. So it was kind of like, you know, like one degree of separation that I was actually very influenced by them. So I love that. But that was definitely my like first access to them, and then how they've kind of influenced others, and then just like that chain has continued.
Yeah. And have you discovered any new songs or like, you know, moments within Fleetwood Mac's history that have really like blown you away?
Oh, totally. Like this has been a really like a big discovery, kind of really getting into the songs in this kind of much detail. I mean, some of the moments have been just so funny, just like learning these songs and you're like, oh wow, like these people were going through shit when they made this stuff up, weren't they? Like they definitely were.
It's pretty dramatic.
Look, it's like the drama is real, and then performing these songs live has been like, the drama's been so hilarious. I've just loved it. It's like taking on this whole new world has been really fun, and just like getting into the stories of how, like, not just how they evolved, but like how the songwriting changed over time and how even their voices changed has been super interesting. But for me, the most mind-blowing fact about them at all is the fact they stayed together, like as a band. Like that is nuts. Like I'm not sure I'd have the constitution to face like every day in the studio and then on stage, like someone who I loved and then it didn't work out, and then someone else who I loved, you know, like just the turmoil, like it's just crazy.
Yeah, it is crazy. It doesn't really make much sense to, you know, looking from the outside in. Surely they've got their reasons, but like, yeah, it's wild. Can you tell me about how all of this like translates to the Yesterday's Gone tour? So you were saying about, you know, bringing all of it to the stage. Do you kind of play into what we know about the lore of Fleetwood Mac?
A little bit. Like there's lots of jokes. I think like one of the main elements of like that we want to bring to this show is like honoring the songs, honoring them as artists, but like it's not like a tribute show. Like we're not like, you know, playing the characters, if you will. We're trying to like, you know, just kind of like celebrate their spirit and celebrate like what they pulled together. So in that sense, like, yeah, we do bring a bit of like drama and fun to the show. And maybe in the way that I perform it, like, and all of us perform, maybe it's slightly different to how we would perform our own stuff. Just because the songs kind of demand that of you. But yeah, I think that it's, like we're not all sleeping with each other, if that's what you're asking.
Definitely not. So you mentioned Landslide that was covered by Dixie Chicks before. Is that, I was going to ask you, like, what Fleetwood Mac song do you connect with most and why? Is that probably the song that you'd say?
Yeah, I think it is. Because of that history for me, and like that record was so influential, like that the Chicks record was so influential for me back in the day. And that song specifically, it's such a beautiful song. And I get to play it on the guitar as well, whereas the rest of the songs I'm like dancing around, which is super fun. But like the most me version on that stage is the part where I play the guitar and I sing this song that really connects in all these different ways. So I would definitely say Landslide. One other thing I love about that song is that like I was talking to my husband about it, and he was like, "Oh, I discovered Fleetwood Mac through this song as well, but through the Smashing Pumpkins."
That's crazy.
I know. So like, I just think it's so awesome that like, you know, it brought so many different people together because so many people connected with this song in so many different genres. Like, and I think that's really, really speaks to the song for sure.
Yeah, definitely. And so you're already quite a few dates into the tour. What's the response been like so far from the audience?
Yeah, they've been amazing. They like just like they all start just kind of like with a lot of anticipation, and then as the show goes through, by the end they're all like out of their seats and like dancing, and you can see them being like and like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like this really true connection. It's also like there's some serious fans out there who really know the facts, so you have to get it right. But it's been really joyous, like just a real celebration in the truest sense of the word. And I think we really are all just like, oh, it's a shame it's nearly over, because even though this show, like there's been a lot of shows, it's been such a joy to perform, and just to see people enjoying that moment so much has been great.
Yeah, definitely. Amazing. Well, thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I can't wait to see you and the rest of the crew here at the Civic Theatre on the 17th of September. Enjoy the rest of the tour, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you so much.